few days ago, I've created Ask Mantist Any Question waveform on my music website. And today I want to go through, some of the questions I've received from people, answer the question in video form, and the rest of other questions I will basically reply by email to the people. The first question came from Chola Jack, and she said, "Hi Mantist, I'm Chola Jack. I love your work, especially the spoken word title, Where I'm From. I'm also a former refugee. I now live in the US. My question is, what have been the major setback on your journey, and how did you overcome them?" Whatever, Jack. First, I want to congratulate you for making it out from a refugee camp, because that is not a place to live. I guess to answer the question, I would say developing a new mindset, developing a success mindset has been probably the most hardest thing in my journey so far. For me to overcome victim mentality, for me to basically rise above that idea that, I had it bad and, the world don't give a shit about me. That was my mindset. It was hard. I remember the first 5 years in Australia, I was basically creating my secret museum of mental health. I was reflecting everything in a negative way. My past, my future, my present, the people, the world, all was thought of negatively. I was like a crying baby. Oh, my life is tough. I had it bad. Nobody give a shit about me. Fuck the world. All this. The outer circumstance may affect you, but it is minor compared to what we create ourselves. We are literally self-made. Or you can make a decision that this is it. I'm taking control of my life. This is me. I'm responsible. I'm not going to sit down and just mop like a little kid. I'm not going to sit down and cry like a little baby. I'm going to be the man or the woman that I want to be. I'm going to go as far as I want to go because I am somebody and I'm destined to be somebody. I am created to be somebody. I am somebody. When you believe in yourself, anything will be possible. Let's never look at yourself that you're a nobody. Because for us that spent many years in a refugee camp, we have the tendency to believe that we are nobody. I had to come to a point to believe that my inner world always will create my outer world. The world play no favor. You will always be responsible for the change in your life. No one else is gonna make that for you. Okay? Mindset is everything. If you do not focus in changing your mindset, nothing ever will change. I hope that answers your question. Here, question number 2 came from Richard. Hello, my name is Richard. I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. I've been following your work for a while. I've noticed as the day passed by, you're getting involved in more and more stuff. My question is, how does your typical day look like? Alright, so that's from Richard. How my typical day look like? Look. Thanks for the question, Richard. I always try to make it a habit, not to lead a life of habits. I want to make my life more, spontaneous, but it is hard. And you're right, I have a lot of things going on, and every day I keep adding new things, and running 2 businesses, pursuing music, and all other things that goes along with it. If you do not structure your life, you're just gonna get consumed in all the craziness of it. So you have to prioritize things, to balance your life out, to make sure you give your time to the most important thing in your life. You have to break your life down into what is important to you. And I broke my life basically in 4 important areas. My family life, my personal development, my finance, and my health. Okay, so each day I break it down to make sure, I'm developing in all 4 areas. All right, question 3. Question 3 came from, who we got here? Question 3 came from Grace. Hello Mantist, I'm Grace from the UK. I do spoken word too, but I'm afraid to perform in public. How did you overcome your fear of public speaking? Good question. To tell the truth, Grace, the fear never ends. Okay? You will always have fear, but eventually, confidence comes by practice. The more you do, the better obviously you get. That 2 minutes of walking on stage, the fear always gonna be there and overwhelming. But the more you do it, the better you get. But let me tell you a story about my first show. My first show, I was scared out of my mind to the point that I literally got nausea and diarrhea. Yeah, as bad as that, badly, okay? Boy, I've never been on stage with all eyes on me. I used to even be afraid to raise my hand in class. I would know the answer, but Mantist would keep his answer to himself. I will not raise my hand because of the fear of public speaking. My first gig, it wasn't even big. There was only 50 people, but I was scared out of my mind. Okay, I walked in there, and there was 50 people standing, and there was a guy already doing his thing. He was confident, and people were cheering, and there were 3 acts before me. My leg and my body was shaking, so I literally, I had 2 choices: either run away and don't perform, or find a way to intoxicate myself. And that's the choice I made. I went to the liquor store, bought myself, liquor with Coke, mix it. I was drinking the Coke, but it was, liquor in there. People thought I was drinking Coke because it was alcohol-free event. Alright, but I was drinking the liquor. When I went on stage, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was all over the place, forgetting with my lyrics, but the energy that probably the alcohol brought out or whatever, people happened to love it. And people was coming to shake my hand. That was good, man. The story was good. But literally, I was scared out of my brain. The best advice I would give you is to dive in, get your hand dirty, be scared, make the mistake, cry, do whatever it takes. For that, it will always get better. You'll always gain confidence. You'll always gain control, If it helps, what you should think about is, look, these people, they came to see you. They're there because they want to hear what you got to say. So that means they see you as somebody of value, somebody who's important. So having that mindset, think of yourself as value, and obviously practice a lot. Make sure you learn your stuff inside out. Nothing worse, probably the most fear that cripple people to the floor is the ideas of going on stage unprepared. The more confident with your line, the better. But with fear, the only way to overcome it is get dirty. And another tip I would give is perhaps start with your friends, your family. Go to spoken word opening mic. Those people, they don't judge you because they know everyone that go there basically have love for poetry and probably starting out. They're not experienced. Okay, so keep exposing yourself that way. And one of these days, you'll be walking on stage and you just take control. You look at everybody and you make jokes and you just have fun. Because eventually, the fun gonna come. But fun come with confidence in yourself first. Okay, so question number 4. There's no names. Basically say, hi Mantist, thank you for the frequent quote you always share on your Instagram and Facebook page. It motivates me a lot. I run my own business. My question is, what influenced you to start your own business? So as you know, ask Mantist any question you can. If you know what I'm all about, you know that I'm also an entrepreneur. So you can ask me business question. Which is this one? This is a business question. What influenced me to start a business? When I came into this country, I came with basically no sellable, marketable skills. I barely speak any English. I did not place my hand on a computer, so I have absolutely zero computer skill. My first job was at McDonald's, working for $7 an hour. It was a horrible experience. The boss was an asshole. He was always, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, come on, come on. He would come in, there's nothing like good job, guys. You're doing great, keep it up. His favorite word basically was, hurry up, come on, customer is waiting. I was new and I was basically having a hard time. And one day the boss walked in and said, hurry up, man, hurry up, why are you so slow? I lost it, so I had to tell the guy, man, I'm going as fast as you want. You want me to lose my goddamn head, man, And yeah, that was it. That was enough for the guy to call me in his office and say, sorry, we have to let you go. Just because I speak my mind, And my second job was at a car wash, working for, I think $8 an hour, cleaning rich people cars. And you always find business car there and they're driving all these $200,000 cars and this leather smelling all good. And I was working so hard. They're there drinking coffee and my boss is just chilling, and we're working, busting our ass, and he's just drinking coffee with a customer. Then I went to school, got a cleaning job as a part-time job. I got an office cleaning job. I was basically cleaning offices, and my supervisor does not appreciate anything I do. He would always come back and find a mistake in what I do. The desk is not cleaned properly, I'm taking too slow, I'm doing this. Then I graduated from school. I found a job that I thought would be my thing. Working in a clean office, earning $45,000 a year, living a middle class life. Here's Mantist, came from a refugee, didn't know anything about a computer, about English, about everything, but now rubbing shoulders with these middle class white people. It felt good at the time. And then I was working there, I was earning about $2,000 a fortnight. I was living by myself, plenty of money. I was like, wow, this is the life, right? Before I started the job, I've always been a fit guy. After a while, I started putting on weight, sitting too much. I was sitting behind a computer for 8 hours. 8 hours every day, Monday to Friday, 8 hours. I started to see my stomach swelling. I was overeating. I was eating out of boredom. I started to see a pattern that this stuff are not for me. Slowly by slowly, I was not having fun. I was feeling so bored. I was overeating. My stomach started coming out. Never before did I feel like I was losing control of my own body. Then a friend of mine gave me a call, said, hey man, I met this awesome guy, he's so brilliant, and he's looking for some sharp people. You want to have a chat about some ideas with. I know you're a very sharp guy. You want to catch up with him, have a listen what he got to say. I'm like, for sure, why not? So the guy invited me, it's like a business meeting. Turned out to be a network marketing business. Those guys, they basically give you a big picture. How people make money in our society, how the rich make their money, how the poor make their money, what are the mindset of the rich, and what are the mindset of these guys. My God, it blew me that, until then, all I knew was that making money is basically trading my time for dollar. I have to be there, work hard, kiss somebody butt to keep paying me for that, After that meeting, it's almost like the light just clicked and I found my place. That's basically how my business journey started. I became close to this guy, keep going to him. He would expose me, give me CDs, until then I had no interest in reading books. I had no interest in listening to audio, attending business seminar. Are you kidding me? It was basically not even something I could conceive. That's why I love that quote that said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind achieve. That's basically how I got into business. And basically the rest is history. So this is the last question from Jess. Hello Jess, how you doing? Hi Mantist, I'm Jess from Perth. I love music, but I only sing in my shower. I like your song, How We Doing Breezy. Made me want to move to Brisbane. Yep, you better, because it is a sunshine state. It's the best city ever. That's why we represent. Okay, so when and how did you start doing music? That probably is the most asked question ever. Okay, almost any interview I had with journalists, they always ask that question. Where are you from, and when did you start music and how? I've always enjoyed listening to music, but I've never considered myself being the one doing it. I always thought I would be a doctor. I was passionate about science. I used to collect insects and kind of just collect insects and put my little insects room there and just name the insects in the scientific name. I was literally obsessed with science, and I was excellent at it. I was almost in school, any other subject I could get C plus, whatever, but when it comes to science, A's, I was good. And it was a big disappointment when I told my mom, look, I think I'm going to be an artist, right? Not any other artist, but a rapper, hip-hop artist. Woo! For an African mom, that's a deal breaker, She was already building me a dream, seeing her son becoming a doctor, dressing in white stuff and people respecting him in the community and he's treating people. That's her dream. That's African mom parent dream, man. Always about them, you know. Anyway, so story. My music started through workshop. I remember a friend of mine asked me, said, "Look, man, there's something happening down the road. You want to come? Let's go check it out." We went over. It turned out to be, you know, a music workshop for youth. That was back in 2007. I was only probably 3 years into the country. It was one of those times when I was living my past. I was still consumed with the image and the experience of the refugee camp, and life was just shit. You know, I didn't know anybody here. I didn't speak the language. I felt lonely, stranded, and you know, everything just looked so big. You know, I've never been in a bigger city before. God, it was overwhelming. Anyway, going to the workshop, I sat at the back because that wasn't for me. I see people having fun and people having fun. The workshop facilitator came over to me and said, "Man, don't you want to write something, anything, you know? Maybe you can tell your story." I told him, "I don't have a pen and a piece of paper." It was an excuse to get out, but the guy was so persistent. He went over, brought me a pen and a piece of paper and said, "Here you go, man, come on, jot something." Then I written a quick story about me. I finished writing it, gave the paper and the pen to the guy, and he was reading it, and I could see like his face changing, and like, you know, he was drawn to the story. Then he turned to me and said, "Man, you got a story to tell. Do you mind recording it?" The guy said, "Come on, you can do it. Just say it how you feel." You know, then I started doing it. I was off beats, you know, going everywhere. I knew I was shit, but those guys are kind of just giving me that encouragement. Then I realized I've learned something. Sometimes you want somebody to believe in you before you can believe in you. That's basically how I started. And when I recorded, the guy burned the song to me and said, "You know, here we go, there's 4 copies, give some to your friend, you know, you can go listen. If you want to come back again, you know, we have this workshop again next week." You know, I found myself coming back and coming back and coming back. The rest is history. Okay, we're gonna end it there. 5 questions, keeping it simple, keeping it concise. If you have a question and you want it answered, you know, below this video there's a link, and it will take you to Ask Mantist Any Question web form. Until next time, it's Mantist. Always live the passion way. I am signing out.